What's up, guys? Teddy Cornwell here. Welcome to the Underdog Talk. Ooh, something about the Underdog. Today we have the prime trainer on the podcast flexing for the whole world. But before we get into this interview, you know I have to give this gentleman a proper Underdog Talk introduction. Today's guest is a man who studied with Nick Kane, Frank Zane, and Don Howarth, the Duke of Deltoids, one of the top trainers in the world, with accolades of training celebrities such as Big Time Rush, Ethan Suplee, Kirstie Alley, Big John McCarthy, and Rachel Crow, a frequent contributor to Muscle and Fitness magazine, where Eric also sits on the advisory board, the one and only Mr. Eric the Trainer. What?
Ow, 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 ow. That is the oldest bio I've ever heard in my life. I think that bio is from 1994. But that's okay, man. I'm into history. I loved Abe Lincoln and I love Ben Franklin.
You see, I mean, we go from all angles of this.
Awesome, man.
I love it. But how you been?
I've been really good, man. We've been shooting a show called Between Two Biceps for the past several months. And it essentially is a updated version of the late night show. So like when you see Conan O'Brien or you see Jimmy Fallon or you see Jimmy Kimmel and you see them interview celebrities on the show, we took that medium and we updated it. So it's more enthusiastic. It's a lot more fun. We have bigger celebrities, and every single show we take that celebrity on an adventure, like an actual adventure. And so, for example, when Nickelback came on, we took them to Miami and we had them rappel off of a 4-story building with the Miami SWAT team. We took the cast of we took some of the cast of 1883 to the home and ranch of the guy that taught Harrison Ford how to use the bullwhip for the original Raiders of the Lost Ark. And we had an axe throwing contest, a bullwhip contest, a bow and arrow contest with them. Like we did a lot of super fun, exciting things.
I mean, it looks like you're taking this to another level. I love that. But Eric, before we start, I have to say that puppet that Jake Manley made of you, that was a spot on resemblance of you. That was eerie, man. I loved it.
Thanks, man. I was so surprised. I was in the gym the other day training clients, a very normal and terrific day. And suddenly I looked over, and on the lat pull down machine, there I was. And I thought, what am I doing on the lat pull down machine across the room? And actor Jake Manley, who's one of my favorite actors in Hollywood, had ordered a custom puppet made of me. It was really cool to meet my doppelganger. The only problem is I think my wife finds him much more compelling than me. And they ended up going to lunch together. And I think I have competition.
Damn puppet, right? I mean, wow.
I know. Crazy. He says all the right things around here. I don't know how it happens.
I mean, it's Mr. Steal Your Girl, puppet version of you, Eric. But
dude, I know.
Something about
puppets never age also. So in a couple of years, I'm going to start looking different than the puppet, and the puppet will still be making out with my wife. So I'm a little worried, to tell you the truth.
You see, Eric, I would be too. I hope there's no puppet of me out there. But Eric, I want to start from the beginning.
Yes.
You grew up in Maine on a rural farm. You weren't the fittest kid. You weren't the biggest kid growing up. You were bullied. You were picked on. But your father actually introduced you to martial arts at a young age. This is where you fell in love, started falling in love with the health and fitness. Would you mind talking about how your childhood shaped you into who you are?
Absolutely. I grew up on a farm in Maine in a relatively rural place called Farmington, Maine, which is kind of on the way to Sugarloaf, which is a great ski area. Farmington is known as the birthplace of the earmuffs. So you can imagine about how cold it was. It was really cold. A guy named Chester Greenwood in the 1800s had cold ears in Farmington and took 2 pieces of cloth with a wire, invented the earmuffs, and Farmington went down in history. So that's where I grew up. On our farm, we had sheep, we had pigs, we even had a donkey. And it was a very happy childhood. I was in the Boy Scouts. I was on the junior ski patrol at our local ski slope. And it was great, man. The only problem was I was physically very small. And my dad was a doctor in this small town. He realized that in our family, we're kind of late bloomers. So when I was 10 years old, he took me to my first martial arts class, which was a Shotokan karate class in our town. It was taught at the junior high school at night when there was no students there. And it was a martial arts class that was an adult class. And so it sounds like a normal karate class in a small town, but I was the only kid. And so if you really think about it, I was small for my age, and within a year or two, I was sparring against adults. It was like fighting giants. So I quickly learned how to deal with adversity and not be frightened of physical size. And I really loved martial arts. It was very empowering. It gave me a lot of confidence. I was still short enough that all of the girls I wanted to make out with looked like my babysitters, but I learned how to be funny, and I told great jokes, and somehow I made it to prom. It all worked out. I went to college in Connecticut, and after I graduated, I went to New York City, became a trainer, and really fell in love with the process of going from normal to extraordinary for my clients. I mean, people would come into the gym in New York stressed out, overweight, underweight, feeling diminished, truly the underdog. And through our work together physically, there was a bigger change, not just body wise, but there was a psychological, a spiritual, there was a big change in confidence. And so to me, the gym is the last level playing field in society, meaning you can have the corporate executive next to the valet parker, and in shorts and a t-shirt, you really can't tell who's who. And I love that. It's also a place of great diversity. So you have people from all over the world, all walks of life, different religious. I mean, fitness is the great equalizer. And lastly, it's a place to me that's very magical, because give me your saddest friend, give me your most overweight friend, give me a friend of yours that feels diminished and wish their life was different. If I can put them through a physical transformation using the science of change, which is exercise, diet, and sleep, they can actually emerge from the gym heroic and go into the real world and actually succeed. And so to me, the gym is the last magical place on earth, and they're everywhere. It's amazing. It's like Jack LaLanne's and Arnold Schwarzenegger's secret cauldron of success.
I love that. I mean, we have to add Disney World as a magic place, but the gym and Disney World are the two magic places in the world where I guess magic does really happen. Now, Eric, as you alluded, and this is history, in college, you get bigger, your physique develops, and eventually out of college, like you said, you become a personal trainer in the Big Apple, New York City. But after New York City, you travel to Los Angeles and study with the legends, as I had mentioned. Now, I have to ask, what was that like? And how much did that influence your training style?
Well, let me back you up for a second. When I got to New York City and became a trainer, I got certified, and upon certification, I found that I was really not that great of a trainer. And it was something that I realized, and I needed to improve that, because I had a great desire and will to help people and change the world, but I didn't have the actual methodology. I didn't have the skill set to meet someone and transform them in a very short period of time. And so I started studying with guys that were successful in training. And I used the model that I had been taught from martial arts of studying with a sensei or a master. And so that system of learning from someone who is much better than you, being their apprentice, being their student, it's not really used in fitness. I mean, occasionally you meet guys who study with trainers to be great trainers, but mostly the fitness business is based upon certifications, and those certifications are based upon businesses that run certifications. So much like healthcare, fitness has become a business. And the only problem with that is that, to me, fitness is art, and art and commerce, they don't intersect well. And so if I'm a certification agency like ACE or AFRA or ISSA or any of the major certifications, if I run those agencies, I'm probably more concerned with the numbers of certifications that I sell than I'm worried about my students becoming great artists. And so there's a disconnect. And I think of myself as an artist that deals in bodies. Like when I say the word artist to you or your viewers, they're thinking about a painter, they're thinking about a recording artist, they're thinking about a martial artist. but I'm a guy that transforms bodies. And so when you read a comic book and you see that heroic physique, that was drawn by an artist, but he or she had no limitations of the human anatomy. So they could make the waist very small, come straight up and explode into shoulders. Whereas the human anatomy, if you have a small waist and you want your shoulders to be explosively wide, the lats actually flare out to the side. So bodybuilders and superheroes look nothing alike. But guess what? This guy can make you look like a comic book person because I've studied the human anatomy and the way that the body changes through exercise, diet, and sleep long enough that there are tricks to the trade. And so our actors that we work with here in Hollywood, they work a lot. And think of this, if I'm really good at my job, I'll see my clients very little because they'll be in Morocco, they'll be in Vancouver, they'll be in Toronto, they'll be in Atlanta working. So my business model includes them not being there. Isn't that so crazy?
That is. Wow. So you're saying you can get me to look like Superman or Clark Kent, Eric?
Yep. I'm saying I can do that faster and more effectively than anyone you've ever met in your life. And I'll bet you any amount of money donated to my charity, the Martial Arts History Museum. Yeah, faster than anybody. If you have a twin, send your twin to the best trainer you've ever heard of. You come to me, give me 21 days. Kaboom, baby. Done.
I'm a doppelganger, a twin. Send my twin to some trainer. I'm going to you because I want to look like Superman. So we're going that way.
Great, man. You better buy a cape because it's going to happen faster than 21 days.
So does Lois Lane come with this package, or is that's not all right? But obviously, Eric, you're a trainer of many. You're a trainer of celebrities. So you also, I have to ask, is there a difference between training these high celebrity, what am I looking for? These high class celebrities versus just a regular Joe? Is there a difference in training?
Yeah, it's totally different. And just so you know, I train people that are completely normal. I train people that have normal jobs like pharmacists or Uber drivers or waiters in restaurants. And I also train celebrities, and I actually give them the exact same service. The difference between training a celebrity and a non-celebrity is that celebrities have more pressure on them to look amazing for specific roles. And here's the thing, and this was not planned, so the host of this show does not know this, but there's actually a celebrity here that we do train at my house this afternoon. He can probably answer it better than I can. Michael, do you want to say hi? I'm on a podcast.
Oh, hi, podcast.
So I have an actor here who's one of my favorite actors in Hollywood. His name is Michael D Cohen. He's an incredible actor on a hit show on Nickelodeon. It was called Henry Danger, and they just revamped the whole show. It's called Danger Force. He is hilarious and awesome. He happens to be at my house right now just because we're pals. So Michael can answer that question better than you can.
Hey.
There you go.
What was the question?
He'll tell you.
So the question is, and wow, Michael, wow. The question is, does Eric train the celebrities different than he trains the average Joe?
Does he train celebrities different than he trains the average Joe? No. He goes, no. No, he doesn't. The thing is, what he does is he looks at what is important to you as the client and what your goals are, and he trains you according to your needs. So the training may look different depending on each person, each celebrity, just individual, but his approach to training everybody is exactly the same, and he does it with the same passion, no matter who you are, what you've done, what your agenda is. He treats you with the same passion and loyalty.
Wow. I mean, that's what you want to hear as just a client in general. That's what I'd be looking for, a personal trainer.
Yeah, and I think what people say when they work out with Eric or at Eric's gym is that it's kind of it's sort of life-changing, because you're around people that are all like-minded and fall kind of organically in step with this very positive mindset, positive intention, mutual support, community. And you'd think it would be like, some sort of like, because it's mostly guys. There's a lot of women, but mostly guys. When you go into the gym, you'd think it'd be like this big testosterone fest, and it's not. It's a bunch of guys that are, guys, and also just very humble and respectful of each other, and really balanced in terms of their feminine and masculine sides. Like it's just a very special place. There's no pretense. There's nobody trying to be someone they're not.
Wow. And how long have you been training with Eric, Michael?
I've been training. Was it Eric's been like 2018, I think, right?
Yeah, because you actually came to the first Quest event.
Yeah,
Quest Nutrition.
4 years ago.
But tell him about Hawaii. He doesn't even know about Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii?
65
Yeah.
people.
We went. Eric organized this trip that just started off as just he went to Hawaii, had a good time, thought, oh, I want to go back there and maybe bring a couple friends. So he just told a couple friends about it, and then I heard about it, and I called him up and said, hey, I heard you going to Hawaii. I really need a break at that time. Can I come too? And he's like, yeah, sure, absolutely. Then I speak with him literally 3 days later, and he goes, guess how many people are coming to Hawaii? I said, I don't know, maybe 10. He goes, 45. And then it became what 65 or something?
65.
Then I think in the end there were 65 people that ended up going, and it became this incredible community event that, for me was just the perfect timing. Was really quite transformative, very powerful, really powerful. And there wasn't much going on other than we had some speakers. I got to speak. Eric was really generous and let me do a talk, and then there was a couple of events every day that were organized, but it was just the community and the people that were there and the people that were sharing. It was very transformative and powerful for a lot of us.
Wow. I mean,
yeah.
We're speaking to Michael from the hit Nickelodeon show. I mean, I'm a Team Nickelodeon guy over Team Disney, so hopefully that counts for something.
Definitely.
But that was an honor speaking to you, Michael.
Hey, my pleasure. Absolutely. Well, thanks for letting me talk, and I'm going to give you back to Eric now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Awesome, dude. But I mean, I think that's the difference. Other trainers, and there's nothing wrong with normal trainers, so don't get me wrong, but other trainers are desperately trying to get their clients into shape, whatever that means. I don't really understand what that means. And I'll tell you why, because if you imagine fitness as a line graph with two extremes, on one side of the graph, these are people that need to be in shape for their jobs. Football players, military guys, professional soccer players, law enforcement. They have to be in shape for their jobs. As far as you can get to the other side of fitness, as far as you can get the other extreme, that's where I live. Bikini models, actors, rock stars. Those people use fitness as a tool to make their bodies attractive. And so that's what we do. That's kind of our niche. And we have a gym. I have a gym in Hollywood called the ETT Mecca, Eric the Trainer Mecca, which we service 400 celebrities out of that location alone. I have 8 trainers that work with me. We're kind of like a family. They don't work for me. We're kind of, it's like a brotherhood of trainers who are like-minded. And these are not actors that are trainers. These are not wannabes. These are career trainers who consider themselves to be artists also. We're also opening a branch in Miami in the next 100 days. We're building one in Dubai right now, and we're looking at Vegas also. So we'll have 4 locations.
Eric, I might be going to Miami and to hit the beaches. I might have to stop by and get a quick pump before I go on the beach. Wow.
We're gonna have a grand opening like you would not believe. It's gonna be insane. I'm so excited about our Miami location. And the Miami location is going to be run by the best trainer in Miami, who is a great friend of mine. His name is Dan Palacio. And I had heard about him for years, that there was this incredible trainer in Miami, 20 years younger than I am, who is really a true innovator in not only his training enthusiasm, but also he's kind of obsessed with new products. And so I was so excited to meet him. And he and I met at an event in Reno, Nevada that I was hosting. I had never met him before. I took one look at this guy and I was like, there he is. There's Dan Palacio. It's just one glance. And I recognized the authenticity in him. And so I immediately called him up on stage, even though we didn't know each other. And we've been great friends ever since. He's going to run our Miami location. I'm honored to be in business with him. And yeah, man, the future is bright.
I mean, you guys heard it here. We are talking to the best trainer in the world, Eric the Trainer. And Eric, before we end this interview, I have to ask, what is your biggest tip for someone who's starting their fitness journey?
My biggest tip for someone starting their fitness journey is to work with someone, meaning a trainer, who inspires you, who brings more to the table than sets and repetitions, someone who believes in you, and like a chef, someone who will listen to what you want first and then implement the workout. Meaning, when you and I go to a restaurant, we don't sit down and they bring food to us. We sit down in a restaurant, a waiter comes over, and the waiter is only there because the chef is busy. The waiter works for the chef, but the chef needs to know what you want. And based on specifically what you want, I'd like a green salad, no tomatoes, add extra walnuts. Please put a little grilled salmon on top. You know, you're very specific with waiters, and yet people wander into gyms all the time, hire trainers, and just let the process happen without ordering. If you want to look your best, if you want to feel your best, explain to your trainer what you would want in a best case result. Do not be modest or realistic, and allow them to be the artists that they truly are.
Well, I mean, Eric, you got me hungry for a salad right now, but I mean, you guys heard from the best trainer. Now, Eric, I know you are a busy guy. I mean, you're in a pool with a Nickelodeon star, but are you down for some rapid fire questions before I get you out of here?
I'm so down. Hey, I'm down. I think the dog is down too.
I'll ask both of you. New York or Los Angeles?
Wait, can you say that again? I'm sorry.
I think the dog wanted to repeat it too. New York or Los Angeles?
Which do I like better?
Mm-hmm.
I would say I like the food in New York, and I like the people and weather in Los Angeles.
That's a good answer. Favorite post-workout meal of all time?
Favorite workout what?
Favorite post-workout meal of all time?
Oh, favorite post-workout meal of all time is my wife, who's Japanese, will take some Japanese sushi rice. She will do 12 duck eggs over easy on top with some grilled vegetables. I mix it up, including the yolks. Rock and roll, man.
Oh, speaking of rock and roll, favorite Def Leppard song?
And I want, and I need, and I lust, anymore. And the chorus is all one note. Isn't that insane? Like, it's genius.
It is genius. Last two questions are big. Talk like Rocky for the rest of your life, or have to box Rocky Balboa in his prime?
Oh, dude, I would box Rocky Balboa. I'm so strong, and I'm a great fighter. I'd take him on anytime.
That is true. I mean, Eric, you did martial arts. I should have known that right off the bat.
Dude, I've done combative martial arts for 43 years. Bring on Rocky. I would love it.
Yeah, Rocky has no chance. Final question, Eric. Now, this is a big one. Pull-ups or chin-ups?
Pull-ups or chin-ups for what purpose? For a contest, or to look your best?
To look your best.
To look your best, pull-ups, but I could beat most guys in a chin-up contest.
I mean, Eric, I don't really have a chance. I could barely do one. So you could do two and you'd beat me. But
dude, I did 40,000 push-ups to raise money for charity. So trust me, I can do pull-ups.
I'm not frozen. I'm just astounded right now. I heard that number and
yeah. Go online, look up Eric the Trainer, Ft.Eric Alley, 1,000 push-ups live on television. You'll see it yourself.
Wow. I mean,
and that was while they interviewed me. I did a whole interview during the 1,000.
I have no words. I mean, I'm just going to, wow. Eric, it has been an honor and privilege. But before we go, is there anything you want to plug? I mean, where can we find this? Where can we find this 1,000 push-up challenge? That sounds amazing.
Yeah, if you go to YouTube and type in Eric the Trainer, Ft.Eric, 1,000 push-ups, you can watch me do 1,000 push-ups in a row. I did live on television years ago. But I'll tell you, if you guys want to see a great show, check out Between Two Biceps. It'll be released sometime in July. You won't be able to miss it. I'm going to be on Good Morning America. I'm going to be on in People Magazine. We'll do a lot of press for it, but it'll be your favorite new show. I'm releasing a bunch so you can binge watch it, and then it'll be one a week. And yeah, it's going to be a great year. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Eric, like I said, it's been an honor and privilege. Do not forget to check out that 1,000 push-up. Go check out Eric's website. Go check out Eric's YouTube, because I mean, he is the best trainer. Guys, it has been an honor and privilege. Until next time, Underdog out.